Chef Tammy Brawley from the Green Kitchen. Welcome to Heart of the Home. I'm very excited to show you this soup recipe this morning. This is a fantastic recipe. I like it for a lot of different reasons, mainly obviously because of the flavor, but it's also a very versatile recipe if you're trying to eat a little healthier. We are going to do full fat this morning, but we'll show you how it's done. We're going to start with some bacon. We've already diced up our bacon. I will give you a little tip to dice up bacon. As you probably have figured out, it does end up taking a little while because it's so soft when you cut it with a knife. Well, if you actually put it in your freezer for about a half an hour or so and get it a little firm, it's a lot easier to dice. So that's a great little tip to use. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move the bacon around. Now we're going to let it render its own fat, of course. I could have added butter, I could have added olive oil, but I like to let the bacon do the trick. So we're going to let it render its own fat. Now what I was saying there at the beginning about it being so versatile, if you're trying to eat a little healthier and you guys want to substitute a turkey bacon for this, that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You might have some people in your folks or your family that don't eat pork, so go ahead and substitute the turkey bacon. If you did substitute it, I would recommend that you add a little bit of fat to the pan because turkey bacon is typically pretty lean. So you'd want to go ahead and add maybe just a tablespoon or so of olive oil before you render the turkey. So now I'm going to go ahead and add about 1.5 cups of onions to our pan, our pot. These are kind of a small dice onion. Keep in mind that when you're cooking in the kitchen that something bigger is always going to take longer to cook. So you want to kind of small dice the onions so they don't take that long. So to our bacon and our onions, we are going to add about 2 tablespoons of flour. I would like to kind of make a note here. I use a lot of these containers in our cooking here in Heart of the Home. These are recyclable, and I do recycle quite a bit in my kitchen. It is something that I'm actually pretty passionate about. Living here in Richmond, I've lived here since 1986, and I started curbside recycling before the city started curbside recycling. So we're going to dump in about 2 tablespoons of flour, and we're going to coat our onions and our bacon. The flour is going to be what thickens up the soup, and in addition to some sour cream and egg yolks at the end. So you just want to kind of distribute the flour pretty evenly, almost not see any white when you're cooking it. If you see a little bit, that's okay. But you want to get it nice and distributed amongst the bacon and the onions. Then you want to come back and you want to add about 3 to 4 medium white potatoes that we have peeled and sliced very thinly. Once again, something bigger or thicker is going to take longer to cook, so that's why you want these to be somewhat thinly sliced. Now you want to come back with approximately a quart, maybe less, maybe more, of stock. We have a beef stock here. Again, as far as talking about eating healthier, if you wanted to substitute a chicken stock for this, you certainly can. Even a vegetable stock instead of beef. This is, I love doing the beef broth. I think it adds a little bit more of a flavor, but the other soup with turkey bacon and chicken stock is just as good. Now you're looking to cover the potatoes with the broth. It's going to have to come to a boil, and it's going to simmer for about a half an hour. By then our potatoes should be nice and tender. We're going to then come back and add some sour cream and some egg yolks at the end, and you'll have a nice delicious bowl of hearty potato soup for dinner. All right, and we're back. Our potato soup is cooked about a half an hour or so. Sometimes it might take less, sometimes it might take more. It depends on how thick your potatoes are cut. These were cut fairly thin, and I can tell by the way the spoon feels on them that they're done. I'm going to turn the burner down now. And all we're going to add are the last 2 ingredients, and they make a surprising amount of difference. And first of all, we've got 2 egg yolks. I'm actually going to toss them into my sour cream a little bit. The reason I want to do that is I really don't want to hit the hot liquid with egg yolks. That will immediately scramble the eggs. And I probably should have chosen a little bit of a bigger vessel for this, but that's all right. We can make it work. Now, at a little bit at a time, we're going to add the egg yolks and sour cream mixture And for those of you out there, you can also substitute a yogurt for this if you wanted to. Yogurt and sour cream are fairly interchangeable in recipes. So if you have all of the ingredients, but you don't have sour cream, but you have plain yogurt, go ahead and use it. I wouldn't make a special trip to the store just for that. So we're going to add our mixture now to our potato soup. Going to stir it around. It's going to get nice and creamy and thick. All right, we also want to add some salt and pepper to this, some kosher salt and some coarse ground pepper. Potatoes are notorious for needing salt, although I am sometimes a little conservative with this depending on the bacon that I've used. A pork bacon is going to be saltier than a turkey bacon, so I would add less salt if I have the pork bacon, which in this case we do. And a little bit of coarse ground pepper. Keep in mind you can always add more salt and pepper at the dinner table, but you certainly do want to taste your food first before you add any more spices to it. All right, we're going to put some in a bowl, and we're going to sit down and enjoy a nice dinner. And there you have it. Potato soup with pork bacon and beef broth, but you can substitute turkey bacon and chicken broth if you'd like. We're going to enjoy this. We're going to top it with just a little bit of coarse black pepper. I'm Tammy Brawley with The Green Kitchen. Join us next time on Heart of the Home.
Recipes from the Heart of the Home can be found on the Virginia Farm Bureau website at vafb.com/recipes, as well as on Chef Tammy Brawley's website at greenkitchenrichmond.com.